Welcome to the Next 7 Days podcast series, where we break the season down into week-by-week segments, bringing on a new guest hunter every week that specializes in their time frame. We're starting off at September 14th and running to November 30th, covering every segment of the season, starting with early season into the October lull, into the rut, and the secondary. Let's get ready to hunt the next 7 days with Ryan Glitsky, the Moose. Welcome to the Whitetail Legacy Podcast, coming in your ear holes, and it is go time. It is the best time of the year. I am actually recording this intro the night that I missed the JoJo buck. If you're listening to the Vacation podcast series, so a little bit discouraged on the energy for sure. Missed a 160-inch deer tonight, so. Let's get into people make this possible. Going to get in the show. Start off with Exodus Outdoor Gear. If you guys are in the market for a mobile cam, arrows, if you're looking for some content, look no further than Exodus Outdoor Gear. If you guys aren't following their Instagram, TikTok, YouTube, you're missing out. Their YouTube is absolutely phenomenal. Their arrows are shooting really, really good this year. The new MMT custom-built arrows, and the Render is the best trail cam on the market for the mobile cam wise. Love everything about Exodus, love the people behind them, and really proud to support them for year after year. And don't forget they have that 5-year no BS warranty covering theft and damage on all their cams. If you're in the market for new bowstring, I had Tony on an episode of the Vacation series. If you're in the market for new bowstring, you can hit him up at 330archery.com. That's 330harchery.com, and he'll get you what you need. He has about a week turnaround right now, so if you're hustling to get something done and you want to get back into your bow mid-season, you have something happen, he can get you set up real quick. And I almost sent the Afflictor K2 through a buck tonight. That's what I'm shooting tonight, and let me tell you what, that limb that I hit instead, it absolutely destroyed that limb. Sent that arrow flying. That's just part of hunting, bad circumstances, but really excited to put that Afflictor to work. Still got a lot more days to hunt, but I'll be shooting the new K2. They do have a hybrid mechanical, multiple fixed blades, and another mechanical. So if you guys are in the market for a new broadhead, check out Afflictor Broadheads at afflictorbroadheads.com. All right, let's get into the show, guys.
All right, we got Ryan on tonight. How are you doing, man?
Good, real good.
Doing real good. Well, it is absolute go time right now in the whitetail woods. And
this
is your absolute time to shine.
Yep, I live for this time.
Yeah, you're living for this time. You're about to put in an absolute grinder. We know you already been putting in hella work out there. But we're talking about November 2nd through the 9th here. And we want to know how Ryan Glitsky is going to hunt those 7 days. We know you've been super successful in the rut. That's why we wanted to, to get you on during this series. We're going to start right off, do a quick introduction of who you are, maybe some quick success that you've had in the last few years in the rut, and then we'll get right into the show.
Ryan Glitsky, everybody knows me as Moose, from Southwest PA. Everybody pretty much knows me as a rut hunter. You get into that last, week of October into Halloween to this time frame here, just when I shine. November 2nd to November 9th, I'd say I killed probably 60-70% of my bucks in this time frame, I would have to say. I've been pretty successful in this time frame. It's just I don't know, it's from where I hunt in PA. I've just learned to grind it out this time of year. And this is when I've noticed a lot of the bigger bucks up on their feet, and deer in general up on their feet this time of year. And this is just when I shine. Yeah,
me and homie are always watching Instagram. Like, all right, one of these days, Ryan's gonna be on there with an absolute hammer. It's in this stretch right here. We know it's gonna be up there. So we love seeing it. But let's get right into it. It's the 2nd of November, you're going in. What is the absolute perfect scenario for you, your style of hunting, the day, and what you're going to go after?
If you're in this time frame here, November 2nd through 9th, what's going to get me going and get me excited and have a ton of confidence where I want to sit. I'm going to want to be in a hub type system that I'm surrounded by bedding. There's a terrain feature, something, there's multiple bedding areas around me. I'm in some type of terrain pinch. Doesn't have to be super tight necessarily, but something that's going to pinch these bucks down as they're cruising. The weather's going to work out great. You're going to have a northwest west wind, 10 plus miles an hour, nice frosty morning. The weather's going to cooperate, you know what I mean? High pressure day, whatever it is, you know what I mean? But I'm going to be doing dark to darks, and leading up to this time frame too, what really is going to get me confident and really give me confidence sitting dark to dark in a spot 2 or 3 days in a row, because that's what I would like to do in this time frame, is I'm going to have some historical data, camera, and ass in a tree, basically over some years past in a certain area where I'm going to have a lot of confidence. But leading up to this time frame and right now is, am I getting multiple pictures of multiple good bucks in an area? If I've got, it doesn't matter if they're nighttime or daylight, I really don't care. But if I'm getting multiple picks right now of a couple shooters, I don't necessarily chase after one buck. So you give me 2, 3, 4 shooters in a general area in this area where I can sit my ass down for 2, 3 days and the conditions are right, I'm going to feel really, really confident.
Yeah, so you want to be in your absolute best stand you got. You got good history there, and you're on top of some does. You're next to doe bedding where you got multiple bucks on trail camera.
Yeah,
in that area.
Yeah. I want to be in around them bedding areas. I want to have multiple bucks on camera if I can. I want to have 2 or 3 plus shooters. I'm always looking for opportunity instead of looking just for a certain buck. Me, that's how I hunt in my areas. But I want to be in an area where I'm going to have multiple opportunities. I'm going to be in a terrain, a habitat type situation where there's a lot of things coming together. You know what I mean? There's just not one thing coming together. I'm not concentrating maybe just on a single creek crossing. I'm concentrating a bigger hub style system of different terrain features, different habitat features. That's my money spot. I can spend those spots there where I like to spend 2, 3 multiple days in a row, dark to dark, where I feel pretty confident. My cameras are telling me everything to do. I've got historical data for that area. I'm feeling pretty confident I'm going to get an arrow in something.
Yeah, you're just talking about that. I could imagine these spots that me and homie have that are just like that. I'm like, all right, one of us needs to be there. One of us needs to be here. Like, that's just the textbook spots, like
that's where guys are
getting in trouble.
Yeah, guys are going to get in trouble. And this is where guys will struggle in a rut. A lot of guys say they struggle in a rut. This is where guys, you got the spot. Your entrance and exit's good. You can hunt this spot 2 or 3 days in a row. Don't be scared of that now. You don't need to move every day. There's situations even in a rut where, you can get down middle of the day, move and scout and all that. There's times for that if you're not in the game. But if you got the historical data, you got the in-season data right now, you don't need to go find it. You have it. You know what I mean? Some guys struggle with it. They think they need to move all the time. You're in it. So stay there. Put the time in a couple of days. Now, if it goes cold, get the hell out of there. You know what I mean? But if you're in the hot seat, stick it out as long as you can. If the game, if it's hot, stick it out, boys. That's what you got to do right now. Put your time in a tree.
I like what you're saying there about, don't be scared to sit it out for 2 to 3 days. I feel like with everything coming on, saddle hunting, the gear is getting lighter as far as tree stands coming along. A lot of guys feel like that they have to move because everybody's been talking about being mobile and moving, and it is a great tactic. Cody and I banged it out 2 years ago out there, and one thing that we always try to do in this time frame here is set up an evening hunt and also be in a good spot for a morning hunt. That way you can just slip right in and you're just ready to go. You're not out there banging around in the morning. And I know sometimes you're not able to be in a good evening spot in a good morning spot.
Yeah.
And this is just mostly around Magnum's area when we're hunting him out there going 2 weeks. So yeah, just like you said, don't be scared to sit it out. I like to get in there because just like you were talking about them hubs and, them travel routes and them pinches and stuff, the time that you've been there, it's just less time until a shooter comes through there. Cause one's come. It's just, you got to be there when he's there. And if he hasn't been there for 6 hours, that's 6 hours, that's time gone by until he's going to be there again.
Yeah, but you go into situation, like a lot of times what I do in a situation like this going into this time frame is I think back. Now, I will hunt a new spot Maybe I found the postseason in this time frame. Maybe I'll give it a day or two. But a lot of times I'm going back off my historical history of areas. And when I'm going into this week here, I'm thinking, what is my best of the best? Where is the cream of the crop of my locations that I know I have multiple shooters and I have history of these areas? I got 2 or 3 stands that I know are money stands. That's where I want to be. You know what I mean? Occasionally, yes, I will go off script and maybe an area I found in postseason, and I got some camera data recently, and in season looks good, you know, scouting wise. I'll hunt a newer spot, but typically, I'd say 90+% of the time, I'm planting my ass into a spot in these days that I have some history with. You know, that's me personally. That's how I handle that. I feel so confident going sitting in the stand that you've got history with. You've either killed or had some close calls or had a ton of historical data in that area. Man, sitting all day is a lot easier when you think you're in the game.
Yeah, way easier. So let's say, you know, you banked it out in that spot that you had good success, and it just didn't work out for you. So you're looking for a new spot. What kind of sign are you gonna be looking for at this time of year to make you say, hey, I'm gonna give this a really good go here?
You know, when it comes to in-season scouting this time of year for me, I'm not necessarily always breaking down and scouting midday into a new spot. You know, that happens sometimes, but for me personally, I'll be honest, it doesn't happen. If plan A doesn't work out, I've already know where plan B is on where I'm going. I've got an area, like I said, there's 2 or 3 spots in my head. Okay, A didn't work, I'm going to B. Now you slide into B and you can tell if it's cold. You know what I mean? You're going to be able to tell. You know, how I feel is once I leave the truck and I'm heading to that spot, no matter where it's predetermined, you're still reading the woods as you're walking in and walking out at night. You're still going to see some signs. You're going to see tracks. You're going to see the rub. You're going to see the scrapes along the logging road. You're going to, you know what I mean? That's all piece of that puzzle still. You may necessarily not be going deep in the woods scouting, but you can still read the woods each week of the season. You can see that from the beginning of October through the end of November. You can, as you walk through the timber, you can read it. You know what I mean? You can gauge the activity in a certain area, you know.
So you're using past season data more than you are this season right now.
Yes. I mean, definitely in seasons there. A lot of that's probably more off a lot of the camera data. You know what I mean? You know, if I'm getting good bucks on camera this time of year, of course, that's going to be my in-season, you know, fuel there to make a decision also.
So this kind of goes right into our next question here is how far back on that trail camera data are you using? And I'm not talking so much as historical, I'm talking current trail cam picture. Are you using 3 days? If he hasn't been here in 3 days, it's probably not a good spot. Are you using 1 week or 2 weeks? I know 2 weeks, that's kind of a long time when you're getting this time frame here because shit is changing fast.
Yeah, to me, it does go off that historical part of that area, you know, because if you had camera soaking there over the years past, so the historical part of that does come into play for me. What that area has told me in the past, a lot of times we're learning what they did this year, they're going to do next year, same time frame a lot of times. But I would say this November 2nd through November 9th, I'm probably going back to that Halloween week. Leading up to 27, 28. I'm getting the 25th, 26th, 27th. I'm getting some nighttime pictures of a couple shooters. They're getting 5 a.m., maybe 11 p.m. I'm starting to see some activity there. That's not too far off from some daylight hours there. Like I said, I don't really concern so much with the nighttime picks that time of year. It's the multiple picks. If I'm getting multiple picks of multiple bucks, it's just a matter of time, and typically that November 2nd, November 9th, that's a pretty good time frame they're going to daylight in there. So that I would say about a 5-day to 7-day window prior to this window is where I'll start really keying in on these bucks. Even if it's nocturnal activity, that's okay. They're in that area. They're starting to look for does.
Yeah, and I would say personally for me, I would say about 5 to 7 days too, because I feel like, all right, if he was here last Wednesday, man, you know, I get back to that Tuesday through Thursday of the following week, I'm like, okay, you know, we might be in the ball game here. Time for him to come back through and maybe check this other doe group over here now. So I'm right with you there on the 5 to 7 days. It's just if it's a red cam out there, a lot of seat time going on right now, so I'm not sure I'm going to get to check it like I need to. So relying on the mobiles a little bit more to tell me. I hope I got them moved in a good spot.
Yeah.
and hopefully use them to tell me where I need to go.
Yeah, the cell cams, like I said, I necessarily don't hunt like over my cell cams, but they can. But in the like general area where you're hunting, that can really, really save you some time. You know, being in the right area. You know, if you're getting good spots.
I mean, we got a couple of private pieces, and you know they're so damn small. If the buck's on one camera there, you're like, all right, we're in the game here because he's on the property. You know, and the property's usually less than 40, so we got a shot.
Yeah.
So we'll hit you with a couple would you rathers here real quick.
Okay.
This is going to be a good one because you already kind of talked about this. All right. Would you rather hunt the doe bedding or a pinch point?
I mean, it's going to be doe bedding all day. Perfect scenario, a pinch in around the doe bedding area.
No, I knew you were going to say that because that's what you let it off with.
That's actually what I'm on. But yeah.
All right. Are you a hunt one target buck guy, or are you just out there hunting a shooter?
Like our buddy Josh Prophet says, hunt like a coyote, hunt for opportunity.
Hell
yes.
I like that.
Yep. He needs to put that in a
All
t-shirt.
Right, would you rather? yeah, he does. Would you rather be in a box blind over a food plot on private, or be out there on public banging away?
Public, 110% every day.
Got that acreage. You got to have room to run,
always
baby.
Public. I want public. I've hunted the private stuff. Nothing wrong. I have nothing against it. You know what I mean? But man, I like being able to roam. Something happens today. Somebody shits in my Wheaties today. I just move. You know.
Buffalo chicken sandwich or peanuts? What's your go-to? What are you choosing?
Buffalo chicken.
That's my go-to snack during season. People are like, scent control, and I pack in a buffalo chicken deli sandwich.
Yeah, I hate peanuts, so I'd go the buffalo.
Yeah, I'm like, there's no way.
All right. What is maybe one weird thing that you do that probably doesn't help, even though you might think it does?
Oh boy, that's a good. I don't know. You know what's something weird that I don't know if it's weird to say, and I don't know what it helps me or doesn't help me is, we spend a lot of dumb money on this shit. You know what I mean? And I'm about as diehard as anybody. My bow is older than dirt. I think it's going to be either 16 or 17 years. I think it is this season. I can't remember. I just refuse to buy a new damn bow. And it's just confidence. I think it just helps me because I'm confident in the damn thing. But the technology is saying if I buy a new damn bow, I'd probably shoot even better. I mean, I've always been pretty good shot, but I can't give her up. She's a killer. I just can't give it up. I mean, that bow, I think it's 17 years this season, I believe. Right now, I've had her.
Holy shit. That thing's knocked some deer down.
And that's why I just can't. And I don't know if that's weird or what, but I guess it just gives me confidence. You know what I mean? Because I hate to go buy a new bow and then I miss one, then I'll throw the damn thing in the garbage. I don't care what it costs. I'm pulling her back out.
Yeah, I was saying, and Cody and I are the same way on a lot of shit, just like that. If it ain't broke, don't fix it. And if it's working, the shit is working.
Yeah.
And you're only as good as your last at bat, and the shit was just working fine then. So why do we need to? But holy hell, 17 years on a bow, man.
Yeah, I'm pretty sure it's 17. I think it was 05 when I bought it. So
damn, that's getting up there.
Yeah, it's cooking still.
All right, here we'll get back into the nitty gritty. Your first year on this property, and you're going in for your first rut. What's the first thing that you would do if you just stepped onto this here this week? What would be the first thing you would do?
Now, if this would say I had 7 days, new piece of public land, say I was out of state hunt, I guess we could say, you know what I mean? I'd probably take the first day and scout. I would probably put me personally, I'd have to stand on my back, of course, you know what I mean? But I think I would be in, unless I found something super hot, I would scout until I found something that I feel it's hot. And I would that would be a situation there. I would go in, I would scout the shit out of that at least half the day, find a place for an afternoon, hang at set, hunt that evening, come back into that set the next morning and hunt it. If it's not what I want, I pull it and I do repeat that process. That's how I'd handle that situation. In a new piece, I have no experience. Then I'm going to get a little more mobile in that situation. I got no historical data. I have nothing to go off of. So now that's where it's all in season scout. You know what I mean? So that's what I would do. I would scout at least half first day, hang that set for an evening hunt, give me a morning the next day. If I'm not liking it, repeat that process until I get in. Now, once I get into something I feel pretty good about, I think I could put 2-3 days in, then I'm going to put all my chips in the middle. I'm going to put some time in and try to kill it.
So just a breakdown of what we got going on, really this time of year, really utilize those faithful spots that you had. There's a reason the bucks were there. You had the encounters there. You want to be real close to doe bedding. If you can, you want to be in a pinch point or some other, geographical area where there's a lot of deer going to be there other than just bedding. You want to hunt all day if you're in a good spot, and try to make it happen. And you don't want to give up if you have one bad hunt there. You want to give it 2, 3, 4 days to really try and make it happen.
Especially if you got some information, some data to go off of, either historical or in season. Now you got some pieces of puzzle there. Put some time in. Don't bounce every day.
All right. Well, if there's one thing that you haven't said that you could tell someone from the 2nd to 9th, what would it be?
Just be confident. You know what I mean? You're getting towards the end of the season now sometimes. You know what I mean? You've probably been going at it for 5 weeks, 6 weeks. You know what I mean? You're seeing a lot of people posting a lot of dead bucks up on. You're feeling like, you know what? I'm the only guy's not killing one. But it's not. Just be confident. Be confident. Go off your post-season scouting, your in-season scouting, your trail cam data. Put all that together. You're in the right spot. Just be confident. Put the time in. Don't get frustrated.
You need a work that said a T-shirt that says "Embrace the grind."
Yeah. And it's true. It is a grind. Just embrace it. Remember, we do this because we love it. It's a passion for all of us. It is hard and it is frustrating, but remember, we only get so many of these seasons in our life. So enjoy it.
100. All right, homie. You got anything else?
No, I think that was a really great answer, because you're starting to get the bucks locked down here. Maybe the 9th or so, they're starting to slow up just a smidge. And, you kind of feel like this shit is starting to slow down, a skosh. And it's easy to get into that trap of like, man, it's shit slowing down now.
Already got it done.
Yeah, you should already got it done. Your three buddies out there just smoking one. So, just like you said, just go in there and be confident. And it's tough to do. It's tough to do, but that's where that mental aspect comes in, and it can definitely carry you through to the end a little better than if you didn't.
Yep.
All right, brother. Well, we appreciate you coming on, and can't wait to see what you lay down this season.
All right, man. Appreciate it. Good luck to you guys.
All right, well, there you have it. This is my favorite time of the year to hunt, and Ryan has a lot of success during this time of year. I had success just here yesterday. When I'm recording this intro, the day before this, on just hunt those bedding areas in the evening and try to get as close to them as you can. These bucks are going to be cruising no matter what the temp, so try to make it happen. We love you guys. Appreciate you tuning in all the way to the end of this episode and following along with the Rutcation series. Always try to do the right thing, try to leave a legacy, and Whitetail Legacy is out.